Mr. Heavyweight Boxing today.
Hey, what's up, man? This is Chris, the Nightmare Ariola, and you're watching Mr. Boxing Today.
Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? Tony Bellew gets the job done. He stops David Haye in the 5th round. As far as the stoppage itself, I thought the ref could have let it go on a little bit longer. You know, it wasn't like he was getting destroyed against the ropes, but at the same time, though, it was going to come to an end. Whether a ref let it go on for a little bit longer, Tony Bellew was going to stop David Haye, possibly by a brutal knockout had he not stopped the fight. Haye could not seem to get out of the way of right hands and left hooks. He was getting nailed with them. He went down multiple times. After the fight, he claimed that there was no injury, although his legs look really bad. I just think it's just an older man showing his age, man. Just his legs is bad. Now, whether you think, oh, he was probably injured, he claims he wasn't. He claims that he's healthy. But even with that said, though, man, his legs are just not the same. It's just not the same. In that fighting style that he has, man, you can't keep that up your whole career. You got to be able to rely. The older you get, if you want to stick around, you got to be able to rely on different facets of your game if you have them or if you used them before and were successful using those. Haye's the type of guy who's going to use his jab for 4 or 5 rounds, where he literally can just throw the jab, keep you at bay, and beat you with his jab. He's not the type that can go against the ropes and fight off the ropes and take breathers. He's literally trying to fight the same fighting style he fought 12, 13 years ago. Going into this fight, I seen that he said something about he's going to use the same tactics he used against Mormac. And I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, it's fine. He has a game plan, but I'm thinking like, man, but hey, that was 11 years ago, bro. Like, you're really trying to go in there and fight the same type of fight you fought or use the same tactics that you used 11 years ago. You got to, take your age and where you were physically into consideration, but anyways, though, man, the first 2 rounds I thought were competitive. Then after that, it was pretty much Tony Bellew. Once he started to land flush on Haye, it was pretty much a wrap. He started getting knocked down and he was getting affected by every hard blow, it seemed like. There was even points of the fight, man, where Haye was getting walked down. Then he'll mix it up and try to walk down Bellew. And Bellew was able to outfight him, whether he was on his back foot or when he was coming forward. And once I seen that, I was like, yeah, this isn't gonna work for David Haye, man. Then you guys would think if we were to say if these guys got into an exchange, just literally stood there toe to toe and started just firing shots, who would get the better of the other? And you would probably suggest that it would be David Haye, right? 99.9 times out of 10. But it was Tony Bellew, the quicker hands, the shorter shots. David Haye wants to be quick out of those looping shots, where Tony Bellew was staying in between those looping shots, landing straight right hands, counter left hooks, a lot of counters, man. And there was a few times in the fight where Haye was throwing shots and Bellew was just getting out of the way of all of them. He looked very elusive in his fight, man, getting out of the way of those looping hooks, looping right hands, all those looping shots. Bellew just seen him coming a mile away, man, and Haye was missing all over the place. He just looked unbalanced in there, man. He just didn't look balanced at all. When he was missing shots, he was all over the place, so congratulations to Tony Bellew. Where does David Haye go from here? I'm not really sure. The Chisora fight I would still like to see. I think a Chisora rematch would be a good fight. At this point, David Haye has slowed down just enough, and he's about a step and a half to 2 steps slower than he was. 5, 6 years ago. This isn't the same guy, man. It's not the same guy. So, but if he comes out in this type of style, fight at close range and stuff like that, is he still dangerous? I mean, yeah, you got these guys in here throwing leather, man. They're heavyweights. Anything can happen. But I don't see David Haye beating any top 10 guy. I think he has trouble against all of them. Even a guy like Andy Ruiz Jr., I think he'll have trouble against him. Joseph Parker, Dillian White. Obviously, I don't think he's any match for Deontay Wilder or Anthony Joshua. I see Povetkin beating him at this stage. I think Ortiz beats him at this stage. Shit, man, how about Shannon Briggs? I think Shannon Briggs can possibly beat David Haye. I was picking David Haye to beat Briggs, man, but it seems like David Haye starts to gas and win by middle rounds also, so that'd probably be a good, entertaining slugfest. But, man, I mean, Bellew just looked like the bigger, stronger guy in there, regardless of their physiques and what they look like physically. When they got in there and they started to get physical with each other, look, again, it seemed like Tony Bellew was a stronger guy, just like in the first fight, in my opinion. Yeah, man, Tony Bellew did his thing. Now he was talking about, I think they brung up Andre Ward's name. I wouldn't mind seeing that fight. I wouldn't mind seeing him fight the winner of the Usyk and Gassiev. I wouldn't mind, fights like that. Maybe a Dillian White fight. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I wouldn't mind seeing him fight Joseph Parker. But I guess we'll see what Tony Bellew wants to do. But he definitely went in there and took care of business against David Haye. Just outclassed him, man. He was able to out-jab him, out-quick him, was able to fight off the back foot. And he was tricking David Haye a little bit where he'll go off the back foot like he's going to go on defense. Then he'll stop, plant, and that's when he was landing straight right hands and following it with left hooks, man. Haye has his hands down. The reflexes aren't there anymore to fight in that style. And usually when Haye was having a lot of success, especially when he moved up to heavyweight, the whole aspect was for him to move up, fight bigger guys, so then he'll have the speed advantage and the being quicker on his feet and things like that. Now he's the slow guy. You know what I mean? Now he's the slow guy at heavyweight. But congratulations, Tony Bellew. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm gone.